The late news summary. Leading Irish businessman Dr. Tony O'Reilly has confirmed that his is one of the 120 names on the Ansbacher list. In a statement to the Sunday Times newspaper, Dr. O'Reilly said he was a client of both Guinness and Mahon Bank and Ansbacher, but not a depositor. He had taken 2 loans from Guinness and Mahon in the mid-70s and repaid them by the early 1980s. Dr. O'Reilly said that he hadn't been a resident in Ireland since 1971, so he couldn't be accused of trying to evade Irish income tax. However, the newspaper reports that Mr. O'Reilly may be questioned by High Court appointed inspectors about the affairs of Irish companies that he controlled. The Minister for Foreign Affairs has been addressing the UN General Assembly in New York on Irish foreign policy. Mr. Andrews said Ireland believed that there had not been sufficient use of the UN Charter, not only in the area of peace and security, but also in the social and economic fields. On East Timor, Mr. Andrews said the perpetrators of crimes against humanity must be brought to justice. On Third World debt relief, he said Ireland wanted to see the strongest possible link between debt relief and poverty alleviation. Around 40,000 people marched through Belgrade yesterday demanding the resignation of President Slobodan Milosevic. It was the 5th day of street protests this week in the Yugoslav capital. The opposition is calling for the establishment of a transitional government followed by free and fair elections. Back home, 2 women were killed in a 2-car collision in County Cork yesterday. It happened at Piltown Cross, about 5 miles from Youghal. The women who died were the driver and passenger of one car. The male driver of the other car is in a serious condition in hospital. There was no winner of the weekend lotto jackpot worth just over £1.6 million. The numbers drawn were 1, 6, 10, 29, 34 and 41. The bonus number was 24. Well, that's the news for now. Good night from the newsroom.
Hello again. Some very heavy showers around today. This is the view from space from the European weather satellite called Meteosat. Zooming in closer to Ireland, we see quite a lot of cloud around today. Indeed, some heavy cloud there associated with some very heavy showers. A band of continuous cloud approaching from the Atlantic. It's associated with the weather fronts which will be moving eastwards over Ireland gradually tomorrow and during tomorrow night, bringing a spell of rain to all areas. The rain will clear to showers during Monday, but then it looks like another spell of fairly wet and windy weather will develop during Tuesday as this next Atlantic depression deepens and moves closer to Ireland. But for details on the coming week's weather, join me here for Farming Weather Line just after midday before the Grand Prix. I'll also give you details on the weather we expect for the Ploughing Championships in Cork for Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. Some details now, starting with the winds, and the winds staying in fact fairly light for the rest of the weekend. They'll be freshening a little during Sunday evening, initially from a southeasterly direction, then veering southwesterly, but as I said, it looks pretty windy everywhere for Tuesday itself. Now, there was some really heavy showers around today, especially over Leinster and Munster with some thunderstorms. Still 1 or 2 heavy showers around, but most areas dry tonight, but very misty with a fairly heavy dew out, some dense fog in places as well, as temperatures drop to about 7 or 8 degrees Celsius. Now, during Sunday itself, that band of cloud and rain will be gradually making its way northeastwards over Ireland. But for the morning, many areas in fact will have dry, bright weather. There'll be a few scattered light showers through northern and eastern areas. Then tomorrow afternoon, this band of rain will continue to push northeastwards. Typical maximum temperatures on Sunday 16, perhaps 17 degrees Celsius. It does look as if the heaviest of the rain will hold off for the big match in Croke Park. For me, a very good night and talk to you on Sunday.
the streams of Babylon we sat and wept at the memory of Zion, leaving our harps hanging on the poplars there. For we had been asked to sing to our captors, to entertain those who had carried us off. But how could we sing one of Yahweh's hymns in a pagan country? Father, as you heard the prayers of the exiled Israelites, listen to our prayers this night. Listen especially to the prayers of all who are lonely, away from home. Be their consolation and still the longings of their hearts.
Get the shopping!
Clean your room.
Mind the baby!
Vacuum.
Do your homework!
Hair's too long. What's wrong?
If you think your parents nag you, what about the way you nag your parents?
I want trainers. I want sweat. I want Dosh to surf the net. I want CDs. I want games. I want real designer names.
Listen, there's just no way your ma and dad can get you everything. So play it cool, for goodness sake. Even parents need a break.
You're watching RTE, the one to turn to for the best movies.